What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. Today, we're going to be talking about Kyle Busch and if he can succeed at Richard Childress Racing. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. In 2023, for the first time in 15 years, Kyle Busch will be joining a new organization, and that is, of course, Richard Childress Racing. Now, Richard Childress Racing is not as good of a team as Joe Gibbs Racing. So a lot of people expect going into 2023 that Kyle Busch is not going to perform as well. And over the last couple years, Kyle Busch's performance has definitely dipped since he won the championship in 2019. In 2020, Kyle Busch only scored one win, 14 top 5s, and 20 top 10s with a 13.8 average finish and got eliminated in the round of 12. In 2021, Kyle Busch had 2 wins, 14 top 5s, and 22 top 10s with an average finish of 12.8. And in 2022, Kyle Busch, I think, had his worst average finish of his Cup career so far on a full-time basis since driving, I believe, at Hendrick Motorsports, with 1 win, 8 top 5s, 17 top 10s, and a 16.7 average finish. But the reason that dipped is because Kyle Busch was in those contract talks. And before those contract talks happened, Kyle Busch was second or third in the points, is running up front a lot more consistently. And a lot of people thought at the time in 2022 that Kyle Busch was going to be a legitimate championship threat and was going to make the championship four. Now, like I mentioned already, a lot of people are thinking that Kyle Busch is going to drop a lot of performance this year because Kyle Busch is driving for Richard Childress Racing. But here's the thing you do not know. Kyle Busch is going to the 8 car, and that 8 car is going to be, I think, was one of the fastest cars in 2022. Tyler Reddick scored 3 wins, of course, who drove that 8 car last year. Tyler Reddick scored 3 wins in 2022 and could have won a lot more races in 2022 if not for mistakes. He was really fast in both Kansas races where he's up front, but had tire problems in both of those. And let's be honest, he probably should have made it farther in the championship as well, got eliminated in the round of 16. But Tyler Reddick was a championship 4 contender. If he had made the championship 4, he could have won the championship. You go back to other races that Tyler Reddick could have won. He could have won the Busch Light Clash early in the season, but unfortunately had transmission issues in the back of the car. He could have won a lot of races. Bristol Dirt's another one that comes to mind. Tyler Reddick was really fast there, had the lead, then Chase Briscoe Hail Married it and took Tyler Reddick out, and Kyle Busch snuck through and got his final victory at Joe Gibbs Racing. So this car is not a bad car. It's a really fast car if you've got a really good driver. And I think that Kyle Busch is a better driver than Tyler Reddick. And let's talk about Kyle Busch. When Kyle Busch is motivated and hungry, he always performs, and it's extremely dangerous for the field. When he joined Joe Gibbs Racing in 2008, people forget this, but in 2008, a lot of people thought that Kyle Busch was going to a downgrade because Kyle Busch had a really strong year, was at the best organization in 2007. Of course, Hendrick Motorsports, I think, won 18 or 19 races in the 2007 season, so they were extremely dominant. So a lot of people thought it was going to be a downgrade because for the last 3 years prior to that, Bobby Labonte had a terrible 2005 season where I think he finished 22nd or 23rd in points. And in 2006 and 2007, J.J. Yeley completely struggled. The first year that Kyle Busch goes to Joe Gibbs Racing, Kyle Busch goes on to win 8 races. Now, he didn't have a great playoffs, but he still won 8 races and was up front a lot. And that was in 22 races as well. So he got all 8 of his wins in the first 22 races. Imagine if he had none of those mistakes late in the year, he could have won the championship that year. Then you go to 2015, where Kyle Busch joined that, was running really well, had unfortunately had an injury in 2015, but came back from that injury and won 5 races and went on to win the championship. Now, a lot of people question the legitimacy of that championship, but Kyle Busch was still very good, came back, and I think deserved the championship there. Then in 2019, had another really fantastic year, got 5 wins, and went on to win the championship that year as well with the most consistency. So when Kyle Busch is motivated, he is really hungry. He is extremely dangerous on the racetrack, and he's proven that time and time again. And I think he's going to be very motivated this year, and he is motivated to perform. Another thing Kyle Busch has, which a lot of people didn't think he was going to have, was sponsorship and funding. There was a lot of concerns about sponsorship funding coming over to Richard Childress Racing. Yes, a lot of the sponsors that are staying really stayed with Richard Childress Racing, but he still got new sponsorship. Netspend, of course, is going to sponsor Kyle Busch in 2023 in multiple races this season. So that's going to be a good thing for Kyle Busch. So he's got that sponsorship funding, which is one thing that was really questioned why he wasn't going to stay at Joe Gibbs Racing. Well, now he's got sponsorship funding from a company like Netspend. Yes, it's not going to be for a ton of races, and it's not a full season sponsorship. So those questions can be thrown completely out the window that he does have that sponsorship and funding. Now, like I said, Kyle Busch, I think, is going to be very motivated and dangerous. I'm not expecting Kyle Busch to come into the season and win like 8 or 9 races like he did at Joe Gibbs Racing the first year he got there. But I think Kyle Busch is going to be a legitimate championship contender. So yes, I really do believe that Kyle Busch is going to 100% succeed at Richard Childress Racing. He's motivated, he's hungry, and like I said, I don't think he's going to win 8 or 9 races in 2023. But I think he gets at least 2 to 3 wins. And honestly, it would not shock me or surprise me if Kyle Busch wins more races. And I think a big key to that is going to be Randall Burnett. Randall Burnett's been the crew chief of the number 8 car for the last 3 years and worked with Tyler Reddick in 2019. I think Randall Burnett currently is one of the best crew chiefs we currently have in NASCAR at the moment and can make really strong setups. He got that 8 car really fast last year, and I think it's really going to play a role in helping out Kyle Busch succeed. I think he's going to win multiple races, and I think he's going to make the championship 4. And honestly, would not shock or surprise me with Kyle Busch having the motivation to go out there. I would not be shocked Kyle Busch wins the championship. And you look at historical context, Kyle Busch won the championship in 2015. He won a second championship in 2019. So maybe, just maybe, this will be the year that Kyle Busch gets his 3rd NASCAR Cup Series championship. Now, of course, I don't think the RCR cars are as good as Joe Gibbs Racing maybe until this year, because I think RCR's equipment has gotten a lot better. I don't think RCR's equipment is as bad as it used to be. I think it's a lot better than it used to be. A lot of it depends on the driver, and I think the next-gen car really has helped a team out like Richard Childress Racing. And I think it's also going to help Austin Dillon out consistency-wise. And I'm not expecting Austin Dillon to win, but I think it's going to really help RCR having a driver like Kyle Busch there. He's really motivated to go out there and perform. He's been doing a lot of stuff with the Richard Childress Racing group, and he's going to be really motivated to perform. So like I said, do I think he will succeed? 100% I think Kyle Busch is going to succeed. And I think over the next few years, I would not be shocked or surprised. Well, I don't know if he'll win a championship this year. I think in the next couple of years, you're going to be seeing Kyle Busch win another Cup Series championship by 2025 or 2026, because he's probably going to finish his career at Richard Childress Racing, and he's going to finish his career there. I mean, he's going to be it for the next 6 or 7 years. I think his goal is also to win more races than Dale Sr. He's only 16 wins away from doing that, and like I said, if he wins 2 to 3 races a year on average over the next 5 or 6 years, he can surpass Dale Sr. in the wins column, which, like I said, I think his goal is to win as many races as possible. I think that Kyle Busch will be extremely successful at the Richard Childress Racing Group, and like I said, I'm expecting him to have a very good year this year. I think he will have his best year since 2019 when he won the championship, when he got 5 wins, and he may win 5 or 6 races for all we know. But like I said, if you want my honest prediction on how Kyle Busch is going to perform in 2020, basically in 2023, I think Kyle Busch will have his best year in his NASCAR career since the 2019 season. I think he's going to be really strong. I think he's going to be very fast and make that A car do a really good job this season. Like I said, I think he's going to have a really strong year. He's got sponsorship. He's got funding. He doesn't have to worry about that. He's got job security for a very, very long time. He doesn't have to worry about job security because he's always now going to have that sponsorship funding backing, which is something that was a concern. And he gets to basically join a team, a legendary organization. And I think that he could get the first championship for RCR since 1994. Because remember, the last time Richard Childress Racing won a Cup Series championship was 1994. So it's been nearly 30 years since the last time they won the championship. And that, of course, was with Dale Sr. So I think he's going to have a great year. I don't think he wins the championship this year. I've seen people predict that. I'm not going that far and saying he wins the championship. But making the championship 4 will be extremely incredible. He's going to be motivated. I think he has a fantastic year. And I think he will 100% make the championship 4. So like I said, I think he has a really strong year. I think he makes the 8 car go extremely fast, and I think he's going to have a good year. Yes, you're going to have a lot of competition. He's going to have a lot of competition to deal with this year. He's going to be going up against his old teammates, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., Chris Bell, and Ty Gibbs, and he's going to be having a lot of motivation to perform better than those guys for sure. He's probably still friends with them, but he's going to have a lot of motivation this year to perform as well as possible, and I think he will have one of the best seasons we've ever seen from Kyle Busch in a very long time. So I think he has a great year, and yes, I think Kyle Busch is 100% and without big ways going to succeed at Richard Childress Racing. I think he has a fantastic year with the RCR group, and I think he has his best year in a very, very long time. So that is going to be it for today's special NASCAR video. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so be notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Links description below with that, and comment below your thoughts below on today's video. Do you think that Kyle Busch is going to succeed at Richard Childress Racing or not? Let me know in the comments below. And if you think so, how many wins do you think Kyle Busch is going to get in the 2023 season? Do you think it's a couple, or do you think he wins a lot? And do you think he'll win the championship? Let me know in the comments below. Tomorrow on my channel, we're going to have a NASCAR news video discussing all the NASCAR news over the last couple days, including the stuff from the Next Gen test that's been going on at Phoenix and some of the controversies around that. Thursday, I'm not entirely sure what's going to be on the channel. It could be a special NASCAR news video if any major NASCAR news breaks. Friday, there's going to be a NASCAR news video. And then this weekend, of course, is the Rolex 24, and we'll have videos out on that. We'll probably have Rolex 24 picks probably on the Saturday, but we'll have to wait and see what decides to drop. So anyway, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for some more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.